What's going on, guys? This is Junrei and welcome to my very first podcast. And I'll be naming or calling this podcast Supremo Podcast. And if you want to ask why Supremo, why do I, try to call myself Supremo? Supremo, I got the name or title Supremo from Bonifacio, ang ama ng Katipunan, ang unang Supremo ng Pilipinas. And I try to call myself Supremo not because I'm better than anyone else. I'm not trying to call myself Supremo because I'm way superior than anyone, but I call myself Supremo to remind myself to strive more, to become the best version of myself, to become the supreme version of myself. Okay? That's the reason and the only reason why. So, in my podcast, I'll be talking about a lot of things. Life, addiction, recovery, inspirational and motivational things, sports, martial arts, EDC, everyday carry, what else? Current events, and I'll just try to create, contents that are worth your while. Okay, and I decided to get into podcast because I'm certain that I have a lot of things to offer to you guys. I'm certain that I can share my experiences and mistakes, my fuck-ups, and the lessons that I've learned in the past few years. And also, I'll be inviting some guests over to talk about certain things, okay? And that's the very main reason why I started a podcast. Why I'm trying to start a podcast, to give you guys valuable content and so that you learn from a lot of stuff, especially experiences in life. To those of you guys who still don't know me yet, I'll just give a little background about myself. And okay, so at the age of 13 years old, I got hooked into drugs, and my life was a mess back then. And to describe it, I was living a very dark and destructive life, and I managed to change my ways and my lifestyle. And currently, I am already 6 years of being clean and sober from drugs and alcohol. Okay? And I will be graduating in college this August 24. I took up the course of Bachelor of Science in Development Communication. Okay, and that alone, from drug addict to finishing a degree to establishing businesses, that alone should say that I think I'm capable of sharing my wisdom, my knowledge to you guys. Okay, and I hope you learn a lot of things from my podcast. So I am also going to invite guests, my friends from recovery, my mentors, okay, to talk about certain things. And to end this introduction, allow me to say that if you want to achieve something, okay, or your greatest enemy and your worst fucking enemy is yourself. Not the people that surrounds you, okay? Even though it's also a factor, but that will never mean a thing if you don't allow it, okay? The other people's opinion won't matter, okay? The very first person who will doubt you are not your friends, not your relatives, not your family, but yourself. You're the very first person who will doubt yourself. You are the very first person who will hold yourself back to progress, who will hold yourself back to do certain things, okay? So that you will improve. And trust me when I say that even you don't have the fucking right to hold yourself back, okay? And I understand, and it's a normal thing that there's this fear of changes. There's this fear to get into the zone of uncomfortabilities. But in order for us to grow, we should get out of our comfort zone. we should fight the negative thoughts we keep on telling ourselves. We should fight those fucking excuses, okay? And face uncomfortabilities, okay? Face those stages in life, face changes that will make you uncomfortable, because that will really make you grow, that will make you progress in life, and you learn a lot of things from failures. Trust me, it's way better to fail than to not try just because you're afraid of failing. You should always keep on telling yourself that I prefer to fail than to not try. So that's it, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys will stay tuned for my upcoming podcast.